King Solomon wasn't just another king, he was the wisest man in history. And the reason is because his wisdom came straight from God. In the book of Kings, it speaks about how Solomon, as a new king, had a prophetic experience where God told him, "Tell me what you want and I'll give it to you." And King Solomon said, "Give me understanding to be able to judge your people and discern good and evil." And God was so pleased with that answer that he told him, "Not only am I going to give you wisdom, more wisdom than I've ever given any man before you and any man after you, but I'm going to give you even what you didn't ask for, which is for riches and honor." And so King Solomon became a beacon of knowledge and wisdom, to the point where rulers from all over the world came to see him and seek his advice and seek his wisdom and hear him speak. And his wisdom wasn't just timeless, it was prophetic. And it's actually more applicable in our generation more than ever before. Personally, there are 5 main lessons that I learned from King Solomon. Number 1, the power of words. It says in Mishle 18 verse 21, "Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and those who love it will eat its fruits." After all, we don't live in isolation, we are social creatures. And it's important to have knowledge and understanding and wisdom and information, but it's just as important, if not more, to be able to know how to transmit that information and explain it into ways that other people will be able to understand and internalize that information. If you're in business, you want to be able to explain your product and services in ways that are going to penetrate the mind and the hearts of your customers. Same thing if you're seeking investors. You want to present your unique offer in ways that are going to penetrate their minds and hearts so that they can understand it, they can get excited about it. And same thing if you're seeking a spouse, seeking your other half, you need to be able to communicate so that the other person can see the values that you have. Otherwise, they're just inside and it's just you and yourself. So number 2, the need for self-control and avoiding overindulgence. A person without self-control is like a city broken into and left without walls. It says this in Mishle 25 verse 28. "And do not join those who drink too much wine or gorge themselves on meat, for drunkards and gluttons becomes poor." And this is in Mishle 23 verse 20. This is more important in this generation now than ever. We're in the microwave generation, where all pleasures and indulgences are at our fingertips. And unless we're able to master our indulgences and we're able to master ourselves, then we end up being victims to consumerisms. We end up being taken away by all the products and services and porn that's online that's trying to take our attention and take our souls away, because our soul is our life force. And unless we're able to master our pleasures, to master our indulgences, then we end up losing ourselves in this world. Not only are we not able to manage our own lives, but we definitely won't be able to make an impact in the world as a whole. Number 3, the power of diligence. It says in Mishle 21 verse 5, "The plans of the diligent lead surely to abundance, but everyone who is hasty comes only to poverty." This kind of leads on to the last point. We keep seeing new flashy objects, new flashy opportunities, and unless we're able to be grounded and think for ourselves, we could lose money in crypto, the next hot stock. I mean, after all, why do most people lose money? Because they buy when it's hot and they sell when it's cold. The people that truly make money in crypto, in stocks, they were grounded when it was low. They bought at that point. They bought into their business when nobody believed in them. And then they rose when everybody jumped along for the ride. But most people jump on the ride when it's already too late. It's already at the top, and at this point it's just going to go downhill from there, and then they sell. So we got to be able to think for ourselves, as it says, "The plans of the diligent lead surely to abundance, but those who act out of excitement, out of fear of losing out, those are the ones that lose out. Number 4, the value of hard work and the danger of laziness. It says in Kohelet 9 verse 10, whatever your hands find to do, do it with all your might. And it says in Mishlei 26 verse 14, as a door turns on its hinge, so does a lazy person on their head. Not only is it so important for us to work hard, because after all, how else are we going to make a difference in our lives? God chooses to bring us bounty, to bring us good, to bring us sustenance, money through our work. But also, if we don't do our part, we know deep within ourselves that we didn't do our part. And as a result, we won't be able to sleep well at night. We won't be able to be relaxed. We won't be able to flow with life, because we know that the only thing which is within our control, which is the process, we did not do for ourselves. And the outcome is within God's hands. God knows what the best outcome is, but He leaves the process in our hands to be able to have the choice to take action or not to take action. And if we don't take action, then we're simply not doing our part, and as a result, we cannot be at peace with ourselves. Number 5, the consequence of pride. It says in Mishlei 16 verse 18, pride goes before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall. If we look at the mainstream media right now, we can see countless successful or outwardly successful people who have completely lost it all and actually are in a worse position than before they started reaching any kind of success, when they pass the threshold, a certain threshold of pride and haughtiness. And the reality is that unless we remember that the outcome, the good in our lives and the challenges in our lives are coming from God, straight from the creator of the universe, and we're only in charge of the process, if we take all the credit for the results, then we're ultimately going to fall. And at that point, we're going to be like those in the mainstream media that have lost it all and have been put to shame. So in order for us to not be like them, we always got to give credit to the one above, the creator of the universe, gives us success, gives us opportunities, and we do our part. We are just chess pieces in the game. That's all. So these are the 5 lessons that personally changed my life, and I hope it'll make a difference in yours. Comment below which one of these 5 you relate to the most.